Right now, an investigation is underway into a potentially catastrophic incident at the MAC.
It's upsetting and just makes you wonder what was behind it.
Plus, mostly peaceful protests on Friday, but some of those who did get arrested are speaking out.
We had nowhere to move, despite that we were still told stop resisting when we couldn't have, even if we wanted to.
And later on, thousands of air travelers are left scrambling after a major budget airline suddenly shuts down.
But in the end, a deal couldn't be reached, and so here we are today.
Our top story on this special edition, an explosion inside the Multnomah Athletic Club early this morning after someone drove a car into the building with explosives inside. This before 3 this morning when the driver was found dead in the car. Our Jay Coulter was on scene all day with the latest details from police.
Now, the public is still being kept back from the Multnomah Athletic Club as experts work to clear the explosives that were driven inside. Now, police say there is no threat to the public, but the inside of the building has been extensively damaged. Take a look at this video of the car driving inside. Dramatic surveillance video shows an SUV driving through the Multnomah Athletic Club. After driving deeper into the building, authorities say explosive devices inside the car went off, engulfing the car in flames. The driver was killed.
We found a number of what we believed were incendiary devices and improvised explosive devices. Some of those devices had already gone off. And so there was significant damage to the area.
KGW cameras capturing several propane tanks on scene. The FBI assisting in the investigation.
It looked like there was an intent to detonate more than actually ultimately was detonated.
We watched from afar as robots were used by the explosives team to defuse and clear the scene.
There's been 3 or 4 different times over the course of the afternoon where as we process, we find another device that we need to work with, and so that slows everything down.
That's included keeping the medical examiner from getting inside. The Oregonian is reporting the driver was a disgruntled employee, but Portland police would not confirm that and were not speaking to the identity of the driver Saturday afternoon. Neighbors we spoke with shaken by the incident.
It's twice in 1 month, April 8th being the first incident, a week after I moved into the building. So it's just unbelievable and really upsetting, unnerving.
That previous incident injuring a security officer outside the MAC when the building was nearly hit by another car.
These events are unrelated in our opinion. Bad luck or bad timing for the Multnomah Athletic Club, but we don't see any type of connection in that regard.
We heard from both a MAC member and the club's general manager Saturday.
I hope that the MAC can open back up. I know a lot of people count on it for their exercise. There's a big community there. I think there'll be a lot of disappointed members. I just hope they're patient, as this will probably take some time.
Stay together and support each other, and right now support the law enforcement and getting them moving along, because nothing can happen until that finishes.
And again, the MAC is closed until further notice. Back to you.
Jake, thank you. Portland police made multiple arrests during May Day protests on Friday as thousands gathered for demonstrations across the city. According to PPB, officers first responded to a hotel downtown where 8 people were staging a sit-in. They were arrested for trespassing after refusing to leave. After a large march through downtown Portland remained peaceful, a second march later in the evening headed to the ICE facility in Portland's south waterfront. That's where PPB says some in the crowd threw rocks and water bottles, injuring 2 officers, one of whom had to be taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Around 8:30 last night, 3 more people were arrested, including a Beaverton man charged with trespassing in the 2nd degree. We heard from him today.
We're afterwards, dragged up, put into squad cars, driven down to the facility, the Multnomah County Detention Center, and given completely bogus charges.
That man is calling for his charges and the charges of others arrested outside the ICE facility Friday night to be dropped. A 3-car crash shut down parts of Northeast 99th Street in Clark County for 5 hours last night. Deputies say a Dodge Ram ran a red light at Northeast 130th Avenue and hit a van before sliding on top of a Tesla stopped at the light. The driver of the van was hurt and taken to the hospital. The Tesla driver was not injured. Deputies say the driver of the Dodge Ram showed signs of impairment A DUI investigation is underway. In Clark County last night, people had to briefly take shelter in their homes after a chemical spill. It happened in the area of Northeast Patton Parkway and 107th Avenue. Officials say a pickup truck hit the median, crossed into oncoming traffic, and rolled over near Northeast 107th. The crash caused containers of muriatic acid to spill, creating visible fumes in a vapor cloud. That's a chemical often used in pools or for heavy-duty cleaning. One firefighter was taken to the hospital after exposure. All right, let's take a live look outside right now. After a chilly start to the morning, it turned into a beautiful Saturday. Celine Stevens is joining us tonight and is tracking a chance for record-breaking temperatures to end the weekend. Hey, Celine.
Hi, John. Yeah, definitely. It looks like we are going to be seeing those record-breaking temperatures tomorrow. We're forecasted to hit 91 degrees. So it's going to be a hot day either way. Looking at our current temperatures right now, it's 74 degrees outside. A little bit of cloud coverage at the moment. But again, we are seeing the temperatures really start to rise as we get into our Sunday. But temperatures across our map, we're looking at 69 in Troutdale, same thing in Hillsborough, 65 in Aurora, 73 in Vancouver. So lots of mild temperatures today. Along the coast, we're seeing those temperatures in the 50s. It's 57 in Tillamook, 61 in Astoria. But as we get into our Sunday with the hot temperatures, also comes some things to look out for. In this case, a heat advisory for the Portland area, Vancouver, going all the way up to Longview and Kalama and even Clatskanie and down south as well. Again, the Portland area, Forest Grove, Gresham, all expect to be under a heat advisory tomorrow as the temperatures are just going to be so hot, and overnight temperatures are going to be pretty mild. And so here's what we're looking at. Tomorrow morning, starting in the mid-50s, nice and mild. By the afternoon, we're sitting in the mid-80s, and then by the time we get to the end of the day, we're seeing the sunshine and we're seeing those record-breaking temperatures at 91 degrees. John, I'll tell you more a little bit later.
All right, definitely a change of pace from what we saw today. Celine, thank you. To major air travel news now. Spirit Airlines has officially shut down, impacting thousands of employees and travelers. The airline released a statement this morning telling guests all flights had been canceled effective immediately and customer service is no longer available. The discount carrier has been trying to emerge from its second bankruptcy in less than a year, but rising fuel costs exacerbated the company's financial struggles. The transportation secretary told reporters today that there were talks of a deal between the airline and the government for a buyout, but negotiations ended due to a, quote, creditor issue. He also criticized the Biden administration for blocking the proposed merger between the discount carrier and JetBlue.
In this situation, history has judged the denial of the merger between JetBlue and Spirit through the Biden administration with, I think, a view that it was a massive mistake.
Travelers will automatically receive refunds for flights purchased with a credit or debit card. Those who booked using a voucher, credit, or points will be informed about compensation at a later date. Well, closer to home, it's the end of an era for many longtime Portlanders. After nearly a quarter century in business, today was the final day to shop at Lloyd Center's Barnes & Noble store. The bookstore closed its doors for good tonight at 7 o'clock. The team says its lease ended, so it's directing customers to its Cascade Station Barnes & Noble store. That's about 10 miles away from the Lloyd Center. Those able to make it to the Lloyd Center location for closing day were able to take advantage of some big markdowns.
And I've always come to this Barnes & Noble too. It's Lloyd Center. There's a lot of memories here. So yeah, I had to come last weekend and get a lot of books. A little picked over. There's still some good stuff, but got to go through it all and just see what they got.
In an online statement to Barnes & Noble's Lloyd Center customers, the bookstore's team said, in part, we have loved being a part of this neighborhood, and it has been an honor and privilege to be your bookseller for the last 24 years. Well, an update to a museum out on the coast damaged during storms back in December. The Tillamook Air Museum said this week it has applied for FEMA funding to help repair Hangar B. And it's one of the last remaining blimp hangars from World War II still standing. Powerful winds tore off a section of Hangar B, and the building has been closed to the public since. While the museum waits for FEMA approval, it's seeking donations. That's because FEMA funding requires a 25% local match. To learn more about how you can donate, visit our website, kgw.com. We have an article up with all of those details.